As you can probably see, Salamangreat is a deck I am very passionate about. I've already made a lot of videos about it, but the deck just keeps changing and adapting and moving to new game plans. Honestly, it can be hard to keep up considering all the other new decks we gotta make videos on. But recently, I came to a realization. This channel isn't a plaything for Konami to do promotion for all the decks that come out. We can do what we want to do. So for that reason, Salads are getting an update video. If you have not already played Salamangreat to some degree, or you haven't watched any of the previous advanced guides on the deck, then I would suggest that you watch those before watching this video, as there is going to be a lot of information in those videos that I am going to assume you already know for this video. The main thing to keep in mind with Salamangreats in terms of how they are played is the interactions between all of the individual salad monsters, and they are all detailed in these videos. Bear with me in those videos though, I'm pretty sure the audio quality isn't very good, but if you feel like you know the interactions of all the salads, and let's talk about the way the deck is played today. Generally speaking, what Salamangreats are always going to do is get a salad on board and turn it into Balinks, search for Sanctuary and use the Balinks and another salad to go into the first copy of Sunlight Wolf. Using the field spell, you can then use the first Sunlight Wolf to go into a second copy of Sunlight Wolf, and once that first Sunlight Wolf is in the graveyard, you will hope to have a Salamangreat Jack Jaguar in the grave, either because it was a part of the pieces that got your links out in the first place, or because Gazelle sent it from deck to grave. Jack Jaguar will return the first copy of Sunlight Wolf to the extra deck in order to summon itself to the zone that Sunlight Wolf points to, which will trigger the Sunlight Wolf to add a fire monster from grave to hand. And generally, we are trying to add the Gazelle from grave to hand for survivability and follow-up plays. And if we have a Salamangreat Circle in the grave, the Sunlight Wolf can add that from grave back to hand as well for survival and follow-up plays. Previously in Salamangreats, that Jack Jaguar we summoned from grave is something that we would rely on to go into a rank 4 to help interrupt the opponent. But since those days, a rank 4 isn't going to do enough to interrupt many opponents anyway, so we can go into the Abyss Dweller if it would be helpful for that matchup, but other than that, we are no longer focusing on rank 4 plays. Instead, we focus harder on the survival aspect of the deck. The first bit of survival is already here. We have our Balinks in the graveyard to protect our Salamangreats from destruction once per turn. We can also use the 3 effects skill, not to gain life points, but to make it so that our Sunlight Wolf cannot take battle damage. This way, the opponent could attack into our defense mode Jack Jaguar and we take no damage. They could attack into our attack mode Sunlight Wolf and we take no damage and it stays alive with the Balinks, and they could attack into Sunlight Wolf again and it will still take no damage even if it will die from the second battle. If all we care about is surviving attacks, then we already have all that we need right here. And to get here, we used a lot of cards that are going to be able to secure a follow-up play for us, as has always been the case. But our follow-up plays are a lot stronger than they were before now that our extra deck has more room, since the only Xyz we might choose to play is Abyss Dweller. We can get more survival though with Salamangreat Circle and Salamangreat Gazelle. Having the Gazelle in hand during the opponent's turn if the opponent kills one of our Salamangreats, then of course the Gazelle could special summon itself from the hand in defense mode as another protective body, as well as sending another Salamangreat from deck to grave to make our follow-up play even stronger. Salamangreat Circle could search for a mirror, so that when it's added to the hand it can activate to summon itself in defense mode for even more protection, or we could search for Salamangreat Foul before Gazelle hits the field so that the Foul will trigger upon Gazelle's summon to also summon itself. As you can see, we have a lot of ways to flood the board to keep the opponent away from our life points long enough for us to get a follow-up turn. This defensive game plan is what we are going to be aiming for in the early game pretty much all of the time, and all that will be left is our follow-up plays on the next turn to break the opponent's board in OTK. If you've played this deck at all, or you have watched our previous videos on the deck, then you'll know that on the follow-up turn, everything that we have used so far will be at our disposal again, with all of our grave effect with the way our engine works. We are going to be utilizing all of our follow-up plays to try to get through any interruptions the opponent might have in order to eventually stick 3 salads on the board. We will likely have plenty more than 3, however 3 is the amount that we should be aiming to stick onto the board. With one of them, you can go into another copy of Balinks, and underneath that, you could use 2 of them to link summon Update Jammer. Update Jammer and Balinks can go into Ningirsu the World Chalice Warrior, and Update Jammer when used as link material can make the link monster it helps summon attack twice that turn. And Ningirsu can send a card from your field and a card from your opponent's field to the grave without targeting and without destroying, clearing the opponent's board enough, hopefully double attack in for a total of 5k damage, 2500 attack twice. The opponent may have more than one card in the way though, so this bare minimum option is not very likely to get everything done by itself. You could link Balinks and another salad into Sunlight Wolf. The Sunlight Wolf could add back Salamangreat's circle, and the circle could give us access to another summon. And with the Baling's Engrave, we could destroy the field with Dark Hole while protecting our Salamangreats to easily get rid of most of the opponent's board. Needle Sealing is another option for this play too, and it can also be used for interruption, but it isn't as good to top deck. From there you can link 2 monsters into Update Jammer and use Update Jammer and Sunlight Wolf to go into Ningirsu. Ningirsu can send one of your cards and one of their cards to clear any remaining cards and go for the OTK. If you don't have a Dark Hole, you could instead of Sunlight Wolf go into Security Dragon, summon Update Jammer under it, and since they will be co-linked, you can bounce an opponent's monster and use Update Jammer and Security Dragon to go into Ningirsu, get rid of another card with him, and double attack for game that way. Sometimes even though Ningirsu's removal effect is great, his stats might not be what we need. Sometimes we just need a really big attacker, and for that we go into Rustalaga, who can boost himself by the attack of a Link monster Engrave, and he will be able to attack twice from being summoned by Update Jammer. Rustalaga can also tribute a monster he points to non-target destroy any card on the field, so it's not like you'll be completely missing out on the removal. So this deck's whole game plan now is to survive turn 1 and follow up by playing through interruptions until you can stick enough monsters on board to do an Update Jammer OTK with Ningirsu or Rustalaga. It's a very simple game plan, but it is effective. You could even skip the surviving part if your hand is good enough to play through interruptions and break the opponent's board enough to win that turn. However, often when you are going second, you are going to be playing through interruptions just to set up the survival so that your follow-up can move more smoothly next turn. Here's my deck list, here's all my prismatics. Of course though, you don't have to play it like me, as I'm not here to tell you how to build your deck, I'm just here to show you how to play it. So you guys, Solids is still kicking, and I'm glad I chose the right deck to make prismatic. If this video didn't make much sense to you, it's probably because I didn't really go over how the Solids themselves actually work, but if you are trying to learn about the Solids themselves, then you can go watch the Salamangreat Advanced Guide. It may be a bit outdated in terms of game plan and the format, however the Solids effects themselves haven't changed, and that video goes over everything you need to know about the Solids. This is a bit of a new style of video, so we want to know how you feel about it, whether it's something we should keep doing for other decks to get a revamped playstyle, and if you have any other questions about Salamangreats even after this video, be sure to leave them in the comments or ask me directly in the 6K community Discord, link in description. And if you like the video, then slap like now, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell to get notified every time we make a new video. Have yourselves a good one, guys, and I've been Undead from Team 6K, signing out.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the weatherman. I ain't asking to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast. For real.